Hey students, welcome back to Scare School. Professor Powell here once again to share some more experience from haunt actors. We're here at Rocky Branch, Old West Ghost Town in Bremen, Georgia, with the man who introduced me personally to haunting, John Stover. Thank you for joining us today.
Anytime.
John's working hard to help out Rocky Branch with getting ready for a new season. John, tell us, what inspired you to start haunting?
Well, actually, I went to my first haunted house. Well, I went to a haunted house, and it was for a shop with a cop, and they were doing it. And I went to it one year. I went through it, and I saw how much fun they were having, and I thought, maybe next year, maybe they need some help, and I'll see if I can help them. And I went to them and went to the chief of police, and he was in charge of it. And he said, "Come on," and that was the first step to about a 11-year addiction.
Well, what's been your biggest, most surprising experience? What was there anything that happened along the way that made you realize that there was something more to it than just going boo?
Yeah. You start watching some other actors, and you start feeding off of them and learning little things from each one of them, and you kind of build your own, I guess, your own character, your own style of haunting. There's more to it than just screaming or, like John said, boo. It's acting. It's real acting. It's you can make your character whatever you want to make it. You make it your own. But it just surprised me on how much fun it was. The first year was fun, and it seems like every year after that just got more fun. And the more you work on your characters, you can change it anytime you want. If you don't like what you're doing, do something else. There's really no rules as far as characters, what you can do. It's definitely an ever-changing thing.
What has been the biggest obstacle for you? What kind of challenges have you faced?
Really and truly, finding people that like to do it as much as I do. Finding other actors that like to act. That it's one time a year you can get out there and act kind of crazy, and nobody looks at you funny. But just finding other people that enjoy it as much as I do, and John is one of the few that I guess that I've introduced over the years that is still doing it, But it's just finding other actors that enjoy it. It was surprising because I see how much fun I have at it, and I'm thinking, man, everybody should be having fun doing this. But not everybody has tried it. They look at it like it's kind of a weird thing. They like to go to haunted houses, but they've never thought about acting in one. It's worth a try.
You got to drop the inhibitions to really get in the role and become that maniac that you're supposed to. And then when you find another actor to work with where you can bounce off that person and they return that energy, the guests know.
Yeah.
The guests know when you're not. You hit a wall if you throw some craziness at another actor and they just are like, yeah, sure, we're monsters. You got to really be your character and interact with the other characters.
You definitely feed off the other actors.
Yeah.
And sometimes they feed off of you, and sometimes it's chemistry and sometimes it's not. But it's hard to find somebody that you do that. Me and John did it well.
Oh man, the first year at the Ghost Train at Pine Mountain Gold Museum in Villa Rica, Georgia, it spread. That energy spread from between us to across the whole queue line, And it was probably one of the greatest haunts that I've ever been a part of because everybody was in love with what we were doing, and everybody's character just clicked, and you had this fictional relationship from between all of us.
Yep.
And those customers that came in, like I got tipped at a haunt that year. So like, I guess he was drunk or something, but like he just laughed the entire time. We got to get on the train with everybody and mess with him as we were going through, and he handed me like a couple of bucks. He said, "That's the best thing I ever experienced."
Lots of corny jokes.
Yeah. So it's not just scared; it's laughs too.
No, it's feeding off. It's seeing how the people react, and you know, a scare can be funny at times and be scary.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a real roller coaster ride. If you can give them an emotional roller coaster ride, from being funny, especially if you have one guy who's distracting with stupid jokes, and they go from a laugh to turning around and screaming because there's a 6 foot, what, 4, 6 foot guy, clown behind them with a meat hook.
Yep.
That's a roller coaster without having to stand in line.
It was good days.
What advice would you give anybody, the young kids here for my class, on getting involved in haunting?
Wow, get out and do it. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Get out and try it. Get with a haunt. I don't care which one. Get out there, do it. It's very skill building. If you're into acting, you can practice whatever you want really to the guest. And if, like I said earlier, if you don't like it, if it don't work out, try something else. But you learn from this, and it just gets, you start feeding off, you start seeing what scares people, what don't. That's why my character for the last 3 or 4 years has been a clown, because I learned that people hate clowns. You know, I'd never thought about it before until I watched a clown work. I thought, man, I want to be a clown. I don't want to be this zombie character that I was. I said, he don't talk for one thing, and I like to talk. So I decided to be a clown, and it's worked out great. And we have 2 of us here at Rocky Branch that do clowns, and and we do like John was talking about, like we used to. We feed off each other, and it just works. But a clown may not be the character for somebody else. They may like a zombie type or anything, you know.
Your ghouls.
Yeah, your ghouls and goblins and whatever else.
Yeah. There's no other time that you're going to be able to enjoy being hated so much.
Exactly.
Well, John, thank you for joining me. I know you've got a lot of hard work ahead of you, and I appreciate you taking the time. And hopefully you guys have learned something, and hopefully we've inspired you to invest and take the plunge and take the risk and jumping in there and putting yourself completely into the role. And we'll see you next time. God bless. Have a great day.